welcome to this week's edition of Brian Sews. Today on the show, I'm showing off my new pants. I'm wearing them right now. I made these pants with stripes, as you can see, or maybe you can't see. They're stripes. Maybe you can't actually see the stripes. But I found that stripes are a lot easier to match up than plaids are. You only have to do the one way, and they kind of come together in little V's and look really cute. I did the cuff again on the bottom like I've been doing, and I modified my pattern. I realized jeans are not the same as slacks, obviously, but you want your jeans to fit. To me, I like my jeans to fit low and rather tight in this hip area, because when you're wearing a low-rise jean, if it's loose, it's gonna fall off. So I like this area to be pretty tight. Well, in slacks, first of all, you don't really want low-rise slacks, at least not for men. You don't really see a lot of men walking around with low-rise slacks. And second, if slacks aren't really supposed to be too tight in this area here. So I modified my pattern, I increased the rise, and I made the pocket openings bigger so I can actually get my hand in the pocket. And I've been using this really cool nylon cotton fabric. It's just a thin, not really that thin, but just a, sturdy, but it feels good. It's nice and smooth when you put your hand in. I like it. I made these. This is the second pair of pants I've made since I read David Coffin's trousers book, which is right here. I will show you. This is what the book looks like. I learned a lot from this book. I was a little bit critical of the David Coffin's shirt making book. I felt it was a little bit pretentious, and it wasn't very accessible to everybody. And I feel like whatever I didn't like about the shirt making book, I love about this book. He totally did a 180, right? Yeah, 180. He turned all the way around, and he went the other way. He obviously, he doesn't mention serging in here one time, because, and I have a feeling maybe he doesn't like serging, but he doesn't say serging is bad either. So I feel like either him or the editors were really careful about not making it seem like, he said throughout the book, experiment, and whatever you want to do is fine. You find your own way, which I really appreciated. So the book is invaluable. I mean, if you've made pants before, you should try this book. One of the techniques he talks about that I always thought was it was cheating when I do a cut-on extension fly. And when you say cut, what cut-on means is when you, instead of having a separate pattern piece for a particular part of a garment, like say the waistband, you incorporate that pattern piece into, say if we were talking about the waistband, you incorporate the waistband into the top of the leg, so it's considered a cut-on waistband, then you would just fold it over and sew it. I always thought that was cheating, because I use a quick sew method of doing my jeans. I use that cut-on fly extension. Here's the pattern piece so you can see what I'm talking about here. See how the fly, this is the fly area, and the fly extension here is cut on. So, and I always thought that was cheating, and I don't know why. And David Coffin, was kind of cleared that up for me, and basically one of the concepts that he goes with is that you should try to reduce bulk whenever possible. And using cut-on pattern pieces reduces bulk because it reduces seam allowances, it reduces excessive seaming. So I really liked that. So in taking that new concept to heart, I made this other pair of pants that I should try on for you. I'm feeling lazy. Okay, I'll try them on for you. Hold on a second. Okay, so this is the pair of pants that I made before I made the ones you just saw. And this is that wool blend I picked up at the thrift shop for, it was $1 for the whole bag. And I used my same pattern, my jeans pattern, to make this pair. And I tried doing a cut-on waistband for just the back of the waistband. And what happened was it made the rise really, really low. Like, these are just barely hanging on. And I realized that I'd made some mistakes in doing the cut-on waistband. It was for my own mistakes. It wasn't because it was a cut-on waistband. It was just because I had never done it before, and I was making my own pattern, and it ended up being an inch shorter than it was supposed to be. The pants are really great still. I mean, the plaid, I did a really good, this is my first plaid matching job ever. and you can't probably see it on there, but the plaids match up really, really well. So I was super happy with the way these turned out. Except for the whole rice thing, which I fixed on the next pair. What else do I have to tell you about? At the thrift shop this week, I was with Nancy, and we found a Christian Dior suit from 1977, which means that this suit is 1 year younger than I am. And it's not my size exactly, but I will eventually want to make a suit, and we thought it would be a good idea if I'll just try it on for you anyway, just because I think it's fun. We thought it would be a good idea for me to have, you like my collar? I feel like they're almost like ponytails. If I could have a decent quality tailored suit to use it as an example. So I can't put the pants don't fit. So I now have a 32-year-old suit to, use as an example. You can see the arms are too short and stuff, but that's not really what it's about. But besides that, I've been trying this vest on. I'm really liking the vest. Let me put my collar back inside there. How do you think? I really, I think if it was, pulled properly, the person was obviously bigger than I am, but I think I might just try making a few vests next and see how this goes. I really like the idea of having more, something more covering the torso, but having arms free so I don't feel like I'm getting too hot. I like it. I'm cutting out another pair of pants right now. I'll show you that fabric. This is a wool that I've had in my collection for a while. I actually pre-washed it. And it's another plaid, as you can see. And it's a really nice, really decent quality wool. I'm really happy about it. Matching plaids is really, it's all in the details of the cutting process. Once you start sewing it together, you pretty much, you can't force the plaid to come together where you didn't cut it to come together. You have it, you can shift things a few millimeters here or there, but if you try to get too crazy stretching your plaids around, your garment is going to look all wacky. So laying, the technique that I learned, and someone online talked about it, you cut out your first, we'll say you cut out the right back leg, then you take that piece of fabric that you cut out and you flip it over and stick it right on top of your plaid and match all the edges all up again. And then you cut out your second leg back, your left leg, we'll say, from the right leg. So that way the two sides match up exactly. And then what I'll do is I'll line up the bottom of the front leg with where I cut the bottom of the back leg, so that the plaids will probably match more closely in the straightest part of the leg, which is below the knee. And then as you get above the knee, for my pants, I have large thighs, so I have to make my pants that are bigger in the thigh area. When you get some curving seam allowances, the plaids don't really come together like that perfectly. But if they look the same on both sides, I determine with plaids, unless you're one of these people who's just amazing with matching plaids, which there's definitely those people out there, it's best to look like it's the thought that counts in plaid, I've figured out. If it looks like you tried, your mind's eye wants to put those plaids together. It wants those to match up, and will allow the mind to fudge that little gap if there's a gap between your plaids. But if you didn't try at all, then it looks like you didn't try. So with plaid, it's the thought that counts. And I think that's the thought that I'm going to leave you with this week. And I guess that's all I have to say for today. I hope you're having a great weekend sewing, and I'll hope to get another video up here really soon. Talk to you later.